Have you ever been scrolling online and come across one of those weight loss ads that's just so compelling you can't look away? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on one of them. We're deconstructing Lean for Good to see the fascinating framework that makes its story so darn convincing. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? These long, dramatic stories with promises that seem almost too good to be true. So what's their secret sauce? We're going to use this as a case study to map out the exact techniques used to build a story that's literally designed to connect with you on a deep level. So the whole story we're looking at kicks off with this really weird question. Right off the bat, we're not talking about calories or carbs, we're talking about a swamp. This is a classic hook. It creates a total mystery and promises you a brand new secret explanation for a problem you thought you understood. Okay, so the very first step in telling a story that really grabs you is to connect emotionally. And this is exactly what the source does. It taps right into that really common, deep down frustration, that feeling of, I failed, when diet after diet just doesn't seem to work. Now this is a really key move. By dropping a statistic like 95% of diets fail, the whole narrative shifts. That personal feeling of failure, it's suddenly not so personal. The problem isn't your willpower, it's the system. You're not alone. And most importantly, it's not your fault. So now that they've established the problem is universal, they introduce us to our hero, Megan C. And her story has incredibly high stakes. I mean, over 400 pounds, a doctor telling her she might not wake up. Wow. She becomes the person the audience can relate to, someone who has tried absolutely everything and still failed. All right, so we've got a hero we can root for and a problem we all understand. But every good story needs a villain, right? This is where the narrative gets really creative. It steers clear of the usual suspects, like sugar or fat, and gives us a brand new bad guy to focus on. And there it is. The new villain is the swamp. It's their name for an imbalanced gut microbiome. See what they did there? They took a complex biological idea and gave it a simple, kind of scary name. Then, to make it all sound credible, they tie it to a real institution like the Washington University School of Medicine. This is just brilliant. It lays out the whole conflict perfectly. It's not just good versus bad bacteria. It's a thriving, lively rainforest versus a dark, stagnant swamp. That metaphor is so simple, so visual, and so powerful. It makes this sciencey concept instantly understandable and, it makes you feel something. So, next up, they raise the stakes. This swamp thing, it's not just about weight anymore. Oh no, now it's linked to all of these other negative health issues. This is a classic technique called problem agitation. You make the villains seem even more powerful and dangerous, which of course makes the audience desperate to find a solution. Of course, you can't just invent a new villain and expect people to believe it. You need evidence. So the next part of the story is all about building a solid-looking case for this whole swamp idea by layering in scientific-sounding claims and really memorable stories. Okay, this is a masterclass in storytelling. The poop transplant story is shocking, it's memorable, and yeah, it's a little bit gross, which means it's definitely going to stick in your brain. It's presented as this dramatic, real-world proof that your gut has incredible power over your body weight. It makes this abstract microbiome thing feel very, very real. And to make the villain absolutely terrifying, the story breaks down exactly how it attacks you. It doesn't just say fat bacteria are bad. It gives you 4 clear steps. And notice the words they use: hijacks, mind control. It makes these bacteria sound like intelligent, evil little agents. This isn't just biology. This is a battle going on inside you. So after they've set up this huge problem and made the villain seem almost unbeatable, the story makes a pivot. It's finally time to introduce the hero's weapon, the one and only solution that can defeat the villain and save the day. The hero's journey continues. Our hero, Megan, doesn't just stumble upon a cure. No, she discovers it through research by studying the Japanese paradox. When you frame the discovery like a quest, it makes the solution feel so much more valuable, like it's this ancient wisdom that's finally been unearthed. So we go from ancient wisdom right into modern science. They introduce a specific trademarked ingredient and back it up with a clinical trial. And a simple bar chart like this, it's incredibly persuasive. Your brain just sees that visual difference instantly. The grain select bar is almost 3 times taller, which sends a really powerful message about how much better it is. And at last, the final solution is revealed, a product called Biome. The slide lays out all these specific, scientific-sounding ingredients, including an exclusive lean bacteria blend and that clinically studied Green Select phytosome. This is it. This is the magic potion, the result of Megan's entire journey, all packed into one simple capsule. All right, let's get to the final act of this whole narrative. The problem's been laid out, the villain has been unmasked, and the solution has been presented. Now the storyteller has to do one last thing: convince the audience to actually take action and get the solution for themselves. First up, social proof. Claiming that over 100,000 people have already used this thing is a really powerful persuasion tool. It tells you, hey, you're not a guinea pig here. You're joining a huge, successful movement. That alone dramatically lowers the risk you might feel about trying something new. And to make that social proof feel personal, they use testimonials like this one. What Jill says isn't just about losing weight, is it? It's about feeling fabulous for the first time in 2 decades. That sells an emotional transformation, not just a result. It helps you picture your own success story. The pricing itself is a psychological tool. By showing you 3 different options, the 6-bottle package is deliberately framed to look like the absolute smartest choice. That technique is called price anchoring, and it's designed to guide you toward the biggest package by making it seem like the best possible value. And to knock out any last-minute doubts, they make the offer feel completely risk-free. I mean, a 180-day, empty bottle, no questions asked, full refund guarantee, that is incredibly strong. It basically removes all the financial risk from your decision, which makes it so much easier to say yes. So here's the big takeaway. This isn't just a web page selling a product. It is a carefully, meticulously constructed story. It uses that classic problem, agitate, solve framework, but it weaves in a hero's journey, a scary new villain, and a ton of scientific-sounding proof. All these pieces work together to build this super persuasive case that leads you to only one conclusion. And this is the really cool part. Once you see this framework, you start seeing it everywhere. And I don't just mean in health products, but in tech, in finance, you name it. It gives you this powerful new lens to critically look at the stories and information being thrown at you every single day. So we've broken down the powerful story they're telling. Now, if you want to review all the benefits they claim, see that full narrative for yourself, and decide if it might be the right solution for you, go ahead and click the official product link that we've put in the description below. Thanks so much for watching.